Good morning, it is Thursday the 20th of November, it's just turned 9:30 and I'm just about to go and do a bit of an Uber shift. So I've just done my school contract and I'm now free until about 2:30ish, thereabouts. So yeah, I didn't come out yesterday, I had a couple of private jobs booked in. So yeah, I just thought I might as well come out today, do that. I haven't got anything booked in for this evening anyway, so it's a bit quiet. So yeah, I might just do a bit of Ubering during the day. I might come out this evening. I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. I'll see what's going. But hopefully, with it being so cold, it's only 3 degrees. Everywhere's a bit like frozen. Might be a little bit busier because obviously nobody wants to go out and walk, do they? So yeah, I will give you an update about 10:30. So it is 10:45. Technically, yeah, gone 15 minutes over the hour mark there, but I had a job on. So yeah, it's been really crap, to be honest. So I logged on straight away, a job come up. I thought, oh, this isn't too bad. Granted, it was only a small one, like it was £4.26. It was a 9-minute job going 3.1 miles. But again, trying to be a little bit optimistic, I thought, well, you know, if you got another 5 of them back to back, you know, throughout the hour, you'd be on like 25-30 quid. So I dropped them off, and at that point it was 20 to 10, and obviously the Uber app's updated now, so it refreshes every 10 minutes and it gives you like a live update of how long you should be waiting in that particular area for a job to come through. So I was right in the middle of Ormskirk and it said 1 minute, like kind of like glowing red. So I was thinking not a chance it's going to be 1 minute. So like I said, that was at 20 to 10. I then waited until 14 minutes past 10 for the next job. So I waited 34 minutes for a job. So this live data that comes through is basically live bollocks. That's what it is. It's what it should be branded. Yeah, just sat there. I was on the verge just thinking like, I'm just going to go home. I thought I'm going to have to do an update now to say I'm going home, and it's been 1 hour, and people will be like, this is ridiculous, why am I watching it? But it's literally like, you know, I'd done £4.26 in 45 minutes. So I've done this job, which took me to St Helens, £13.58. It was a 24-minute job going 11 miles. So like I said, that's took me 15 minutes past the hour. But it was literally the only job that came up. So, well, I thought he was wanting to pull in, but he's not. He's just looking for no reason. So yeah, that's about it. Really crap, really bored. I'll give it another hour. I'll see if I can push that out. But yeah, I mean, I can't sit here for another 35 minutes. You know, like I said, I'd rather be at home because I make more money that way in my own personal life. But on this, in like the, you know, like the driving business side of it, I would rather be at home doing things like on social media or reaching out to clients and you know, things like that to generate more private jobs, rather than all I feel like I'm doing here now is begging. I feel like I'm sat in here cap in hand thinking someone will give me a job in a minute. That's honestly how I feel. I don't feel as bad on a Saturday because it's like ping after ping after ping after ping, so you're working. But just sitting here for 35 minutes, it's like, and before people say, well, you know, it's the dead hours. Yeah, I know it's the dead hours. I know that, but it's like, what's the point in doing it? I just honestly, like, I say to myself, come out and do a little bit because you've just been out. You're out in the car, you might as well do it. And like I see other drivers parked up and I'm thinking, well, must be people moving about because there's drivers here, surely. But it's like, everyone must just be sat about doing nothing. And I'm thinking like, how did he do it? It's just ridiculous. So yeah, if that job wouldn't have come through, or if that job would have come through but gone to somebody else, this update now, it would be me saying I've made £4.26. So yeah, in the past hour and 15 minutes I've done £17.79. So it's really like borderline, just about scraped. But yeah, the next hour will tell. I'll stay out now, I'll do the next update, yeah, which is going to be in another 40 minutes. And if I get another little tiny job of like £4 something, that's definitely going to be the last update, because I won't be staying out and doing it. It's just, it's really rubbish. So yeah, let us know anyway below in the comments if you come out during the day, and if that's kind of the norm, because I just, like I said, like I'm not having a go at other drivers. Everyone's circumstances are different. I just don't know how people do it. It's just, I don't know if it's more because like I've only done it for like just over a year. You know, some people might have been doing it like, you know, 20-25 years. That is the mentality that you need to get your head into, which is, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing and wait for a job to come through. I don't know, maybe that's just something I struggle with, because I'm always like a million mile an hour. I like to do a million things, spinning multiple plates at the same time. It's really painful for me to sit here and just be like nothing. I just feel like your life is ticking away. So yeah, I'm not very optimistic. I try my best to be optimistic. I don't want to just come on and do little tiny videos. I'll take this one, but again, it's a rubbish job, but I'll take it, because again, trying to be optimistic. So yeah, hopefully the next update is a little bit better. So it's now about 12:15. I've done a drop off before, and I'm actually on the way back home from I'm just pretty much, well, I was near the centre of Liverpool, but now I'm on the outskirts. So yeah, that last job before, I was over in St Helens, wasn't I? I'd overran the hour by like 15 minutes, so it was coming up to 11:15. So the next job that I got was just at the end of that little update. So that was at 10:11, and that was a £6.78, and that was a 14-minute job going 5.4 miles. So I dropped them off, which then immediately landed on another little job in St Helens. That was including a £2 tip, so you have to take that with a pinch of salt, was £6.94. That was a 12-minute job going 3.5 miles. And then that took me to about 11:25 until I got the next job after that, which was the longer one. So I took a screenshot, because at that point I'd done basically 2 hours. So yeah, to try and keep it a little bit, you know, fair for Uber. So I'd done £29.51 in those 2 hours then. So yeah, it was basically, you know, just shy of £15 an hour. I then accepted a job, which was St Helens going to Liverpool, which was £16.24. It was a half an hour job, and it was going just over 15 miles. So yeah, I was kind of seeing it like, I know, because I've done it before, you never get a job back out to Liverpool, never happens. But basically, because it was paying more than what I'd made in the entire hour, or sorry, the previous 2 hours on an hourly rating, and it was only going to take up half the amount of time, I thought, well, you know, it'd be daft not to take it. Like, now, I would never take that on like a Saturday shift or anything, but on a weekday shift, it's either, you know, you take it or you carry on sitting there going crazy because you're just sitting there doing nothing. So yeah, I dropped them off, they got in, well, I picked them up. The lad comes out, he looked like a right wrong'un, you know, all sorts of cuts and bruises all over his face. I thought, oh, what's he been up to? And it looked like his dad coming behind him. So he climbed in, the dad just went, oh, alright. So I start the trip, and it comes up saying St Anne's Police Station, Liverpool. I thought, oh, fuck's sake. So, you know, normally I always say to him, like, oh, you know, what are you up to today? Up to anything fun? But yeah, they were off to St Helens Police Station, so I was just like, what are you up to? You know, kind of like, you got to test the water, because if you say something there like, oh yeah, we're going down to the police station because someone's died or something. So his dad went, oh yeah, we're just off down here, we have to sort something out. So I was like, oh right, okay. So I was dying to say like, why, what's your son done? And I thought, might as well kick off. And then yeah, so that was a half an hour trip. Not only did neither of them speak to me, they didn't speak to each other as well. So I'd imagine the son's done something, the dad's obviously, you know, pissed off with it. Yeah, and I thought, I'm not getting caught up in the middle of it. So I had to sit there in silence for half an hour all the way to Liverpool for £16.24. So yeah, you could carry on working. I did leave it on until I'd just come off to do this update, and only one job had popped up in that time, which was, you know, about 15-20 minutes. and it was, I think it was like a little £6 job, picking up nearby, going back into the city centre again. So in all fairness to Uber, I could have took that job, which then would have put me for the hour probably on about £23-24, to be fair. But obviously I didn't want to pick that job up and go back into Liverpool, because I want to start heading back towards Ormskirk. So yeah, that's pretty much me done, to be honest. I'm going to head back now. I'm going to go and charge a little bit, I'm going to have something to eat, and then I've got my school contract work to do anyway. So yeah, all in all, I've done 3 hours. Well, I haven't really done 3 hours, to be fair, again, to Uber. I don't come on to try and, you know, purposely just slag them off or anything, but I've done £47.75, and that was in 2.5 hours. So even if you looked at it, because some people might say, well, you need to head home now, well, that's fair enough. By the time I get home, it would be 3 hours. So if you look at it from that sense, you know, I'm basically on like, what, £16.50 an hour or something. So yeah, you know, it's above minimum wage. Granted, you know, you need to take your expenses off that, so for me personally it's still just above minimum wage. Depends what your expenses are. So yeah, I'm not one of these people that come on and say, oh, I expect Uber drivers to be on, you know, 20, 30, 40 pound an hour or something during the weekdays, you know, because I get it, if no one's moving about, Uber can't give, you know, can't just make jobs up, you know, and that's why I tend to just come out mainly on a Saturday, because as you know, I like to hit at least £30 an hour when I'm working on Uber. Past couple of Saturdays I've actually been hitting 40, which is new. I don't know why that is. It's not like, oh, because it's nearly Christmas. It's not like I've been doing lots of Christmas runs or anything. It's just, it just seems to be, there's been a few more jobs and you've been getting paid more for them jobs as well. But yeah, a lot of people seem to say, well, if you come out, it averages itself out. And it's like, well, I don't really believe in all that, to be honest, because it's like, if you just keep coming out and you're earning like around minimum wage, but then you say like on a weekday, but then you come out on a Saturday like I do, and I'm doing between 30 and 40 pound an hour, people then see that as, well, look, it's averaged it out, so all them hours you work minimum wage, technically you are now on like £17 an hour, or maybe £18 an hour, so after expenses technically you are above minimum wage. And it's like, yeah, on paper that makes sense what you're saying, but in reality you've been driving around all week on minimum wage, so it's kind of like you might as well just come out on a Friday and Saturday and make all your money then, and then leave all the minimum wage stuff either to Uber or to someone who wants to come out and work minimum wage. That's my own personal opinion, but like I said, everyone's in a different boat, you know. Everyone wants to come out and work them shifts, but I do like to come out and try and mix it up a little bit, because, you know, I get a lot of comments where people are saying like, you know, you've got to put the hours in, you know, for it to average out. And I come out and I do a couple of hours here and there during the day, because this is when people are claiming they're doing their shifts, and it's just like, just can't come out and do like £4 1 hour, and then the next hour you might make £15, and then the hour after that you make £10, and it's so volatile. It's just yeah, it's just a bit of a drag, to be honest. So yeah, all in all, technically it's just above minimum wage after your expenses, so take from that what you want. But yeah, I'm trying to come out and I'm trying to do a few more videos, because myself included now, because like I've done Uber on and off for like over a year now. A lot of people tend to come out and do videos like on a Saturday, and it's booming, and then you'll see drivers making, people who watch this will either be Uber drivers or they're thinking about becoming an Uber driver. So I don't like it when people either see my video or they see other videos of drivers making £30-40 an hour, and then they think, oh, Uber's fantastic, I'm going to come out and I'm going to make £30 or £40 an hour. You're not. If at best you might make that if you're driving an XL like I am, and it's of a Saturday, and it's a good Saturday. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to come out and do some other videos so people can actually see the reality of Uber, so they can think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to be free to work during the day. And if I work during the day, what am I going to make? I'd say at best you're going to make minimum wage after your expenses, and that's at best. You know, there's been plenty of times I've come out where I've made a lot less than that. I think another video done I made like £11 an hour is what it averaged out, and that was before my expenses. So yeah, it's just to put a little bit of reality back into it, because like I said, there's way too many videos out there where too many YouTubers and TikTokers come out and they'll post videos on there, but they'll only do the busy shift, so they can say, oh yeah, look at me, I've done £30 an hour, I've done £40 an hour, and in reality that's just not the case. That's not going to happen. And yeah, I understand what people are saying, you can come out and work every hour God sends. Basically throughout the week it's going to be crap, the weekends hopefully should be good, and then it kind of averages out. But the point I'm trying to make is, when you're doing those really quiet hours during the week, in the dead hours during the day, it can be a real drag. You know, you can sit there for an hour, not a single job pops up, and you're thinking, should I even be doing this? Because like, if you just went and got, you know, a normal job, so to speak, even if it was just paying minimum wage, at least you know you're going to get that minimum wage for that hour. Whereas if you're out on Uber, you could think, well, I've made zero. And it's not just the case of you've made zero, you've actually made less than zero, because obviously you've then got your expenses to take into account. So once you've taken them into account, you're actually at a loss for the hour. So it's yeah, it's just basically to keep that in mind. You know, like I said, I don't do the videos just to slag Uber off, and I don't do the videos to basically say, oh, this is fantastic, you're going to make loads of money. I'm basically just trying to put it there to give like a bit of a true representation of, if you come out and you're thinking about doing Uber as like a full-time job, or even like a part-time job, this is kind of like the reality of it. This is what you're kind of going to make. So that's about it. I'll stop waffling anyway, because yeah, it's a small shift, but then the video turns into like a half-an-hour video. So I will, if I come out later, which is unlikely, I'll give you a bit more of an update later on. If not, I will catch you on the next one.